All right, guys, how's it going? It is Wednesday, the 10th of November 2021, and you're watching KopTalk.tv in association with footballclubshares.com, where you can buy real shares in real football clubs. That's right. So, I was literally just about to down tools. Right? I just published the KopTalk podcast episode today, and then the news came out, the confirmation that Michael Edwards is to leave Liverpool at the end of the season. That's Liverpool's sporting director. And yeah, something must have moved pretty fast on that front, because obviously we were talking about this in a video this morning. I think it was this morning, and obviously the podcast this afternoon that's just gone out, which you probably won't even have listened to just yet. If you're a channel member on here or a KopTalk VIP member, you'll have seen my video about Michael Edwards this morning. And the reasons, as you know, the chatter as to why it sounded like he was looking to leave the club, and that is now confirmed as to why that he wants to leave the club. That's all that's confirmed, is he wants to leave the club, and I think this is bad news. I do, guys. I think this is bad news, and you know, we know that Michael Edwards is leaving the club. We know that Jurgen Klopp's contract was up in 2024. Right? It's. I know it's not 5 minutes from now, and anything can happen between them, but I don't think it's good, and I think that plays or has played a part in possibly in Edwards' decision to walk away, and also I think there is questions over the owners as well, the long-term future of them, and I think this has all contributed to Edwards' decision. Because if you're Edwards and you're trying to sign some of the best players in Europe, what's the 5-year plan? What can he say? He can only turn around and say, well, to be honest, I don't fucking know. You know, Jurgen might be here, but I don't think he will be. I think he's off. Who's going to be the next manager? I don't know. Are the owners going to be? I don't know. Has he thought to himself, fuck this, I'm off? You know. So anyway, we've discussed all that to death today, and the chatter that was going around Liverpool or people to do with Liverpool Football Club, not going around Liverpool, and you know, I mentioned this on the members' website, I think about a week ago or something like that, about the chatter. And I also said that Fenway Sports hadn't given up on, at that time, hadn't given up on the possibility of getting him to stay, you know, like trying to have new talks, whatever, to have him to stay. And then only yesterday, I think it was yesterday or the day before, I think it was yesterday, the Liverpool Echo said that, it must have been yesterday, I think it was with an article to do with Steven Gerrard and Villa. They said that the owners had not given up on persuading him to stay. And then the next day from them saying that, this great big change. So I think they've made one last attempt last week, and then I think it's all gone, no, I'm off, and that's it. So now what they're saying now is that, obviously a decision has been made in terms, or let me get the article up in front of me here. A decision has been made in terms of his successor. Many of you won't have heard of him. I can't remember his name, Julian Ward. And he's been with the club probably 9 years now, I think. Before he was the loan and pathways manager, dealt with a lot of like the kids' loans and things like that. Jurgen Klopp's always spoke very highly of him. He was promoted to assistant sporting director. I think they had one eye on, maybe something changing in the future. And even in today's content, video, I think I said that, Fenway, the owners, they need to, look to replacements in the future, but they've been looking at within, but they've also got to keep their options and shit like that. We talked about everything. And actually, I love stuff like this. I don't know if you can, I don't love the fact that he's gone, but I like the way that this was mentioned last week, and then yesterday by the Liverpool Echo, and then all of a sudden, boom, completely different, like just like that. It's like the chat has been coming out, and Edwards has gone, look, I ain't staying, and it's like Fenway have gone, right, let's go with it. I would love to know when they offered this position to Julian Ward. I'd love to know it. I'd love to know when that was confirmed 1,000,000%. I'm sure in due course we will find out about stuff like that. If you go to www.koptalk.com, I'll put the link in underneath the video. You can go and read the article that went on today about Julian Ward. And about Michael Edwards, the decision to leave. It's official. I've been a bit suspicious about some of the reports I've seen concerning Edwards because he was linked with Leipzig, I think it was. They came out immediately and said, no, that ain't happening. He was linked with Real Madrid. They came out via the Spanish media over here saying, well, we ain't even got a position for Michael Edwards. What's that all about? So he's kind of been like linked with all these people, all these different clubs, but instead of those clubs letting that speculation rumble on, they've come out and gone, no. And anyway, so the only one I thought was, maybe Newcastle could have some truth in it because obviously he's close with Eddie Howe, and Eddie Howe apparently wants him to go there. But we're led to believe today, from the latest suggestions, that he's not leaving Liverpool for another job. That's what they're putting out. That's what they want you to believe, and maybe that's true. But the club have been very quick to emphasise this via, the media, if you like, via the click that he's not leaving Liverpool for another club. There's no job lined up at the moment. Are Liverpool telling the truth? I'm sure they are. Is Edwards telling the truth? Who knows? Maybe he has got another job lined up. Has Newcastle even offered him a job? Anyway, we can speculate about all that shit forever and ever and ever. At the end of the day, the facts remain that he is leaving Liverpool. And I don't think that's good, guys. I don't. And I tell you why. I know what you're thinking. You're probably thinking, he's just one guy. I agree. And maybe Ward can come in and do just as equally good job or whatever. But it's the instability. It's like, is it, Edwards, is it then going to be Klopp? What's happening with the owners? What's happening with Mo Salah's contract? I'm sure that'll get resolved. But, the vibe is that they're willing to sell him if he because his agent is like, I'll keep my opinions to myself on that one. But, basically the club, and I like it when the club are like this, the club are basically saying, well, we've offered you a good deal, and if you're going to be greedy, you're not going to take it, then we'll sell you. It's as simple as that. So I know some of you will be like, no, give him what he wants. No, you can't do that. I'm sorry, guys, you can't do that. You've still got to stand your ground at some point and not get mugged off. So the point I'm making is, it's just a little bit like, like if you're Edwards and you're thinking, well, the manager might be going, not really sure what the owner's intentions are. We've got that aging. I'm going to have to replace. I'm going to have to replace all of them up there up front. Salah's proving. He's playing hard to get at the moment. And then before long, it'll be him and him and him. And I had a big fuck here. See you later. I'm off. So I can understand what's going on. But I think it's a bad sign. I'm not saying we're going to implode. I just think it's bad news. I think it's bad news that someone that's been very successful at a club, right? And I know what you're going to say, I want to challenge somewhere else. Yeah, all right, yeah, but why would you leave somewhere where you're doing really well, where the club's doing really well? If everything is really positive and really good, why would you leave? Why would you leave? Because apparently you haven't got another job lined up. And if you have got another job lined up, what's going to be better than working for Liverpool Football Club? Or is it all to do with conditions and stuff like that? And what I mean by that is what I've already said in the video. Is it to do with maybe he thinks it's going to be a bit fucking hard around these parts over the coming weeks and months, you know what I'm saying? Because I don't know what they're going to do. He might be off. How am I going to fuck that, I'm out of here. What do you guys think? I think it's bad. Why is it bad? I'll try and explain it again, right? Because I know I'm not very good when I'm a bit hyper. Right? Why is it bad, Duncan? Why is it? Well, it might not prove to be bad because everything happens for a reason and everything might turn out all right, okay? But I just think if the mentality of a senior and very important and very successful key member of personnel at the club turns around and says, well, I don't want to be here, for the next few years, why the fuck is that? That's all I'm saying. I just think it's a bad vibe. It's like he's gone, fuck that, I'm off. I might be wrong, I don't know. I have no Twitter ITK. I wouldn't fucking embarrass myself. I don't need to do that shit. I'm just talking to you guys, see what you guys think. Anyway, I'm off because I'm fucking starving. Listen, tomorrow we'll have to do a podcast tomorrow now. Because I did a podcast there, said, it's International Week, I don't know what, blah, blah, blah. If you follow the podcast, we'll be on there tomorrow, right? We'll do that as well. We'll be doing some videos on here tomorrow anyway, because I've been tidying a few bits and pieces up, so I'm more happier in this environment again. But I need to go and read and I need to digest this a little bit more. All right, I just think it's so bizarre that we were only talking about this this morning, and last week on the members' briefing. But I do think last week that the FSG tried one more time. And that was backed up by, I think, by the Echo yesterday. I thought that was a really important thing. But just shows you how things can change. And don't panic. Just put yourself in his position. Why has he left? That's all you got to do. Why would you leave something that's so good? If it's so good, it's not money. It can't be money because they'll have just given him what he wanted. But, if you can't do your job properly, if you've maybe got certain restraints or maybe, you can't sell that. His job is to sell the vision of Liverpool Football Club to potential targets. His job is to say, come and play for us. This is what we're going to do over the next 5 years. Can he say what's going to happen at Liverpool over the next 2-3 years? Because I know I can't. And I'm already getting a bit squeaky bum at the 4 o'clock leaving. Instability. And I think that's played a massive part in this decision. I really do. And I'd be really interested to see what happens to him next. Because I don't believe anything these fuckers say. Do you know what I mean? No, I'm not going anywhere. No. Because in a few months' time, 6 months' time, 9 months' time, I don't know, we might look back and go, oh, that's quite funny how he's ended up at that job, innit? No wonder he left fucking Liverpool. Do you know what I mean? So we don't know, do we? We can only go by on what's on now, what's happening now, and by talking to each other. I'm throwing this out there to you. You guys, you jump in the comments and tell me what you think. Are you even fazed? I bet some of you are like, don't know what you're fucking worried about, Dom. It's not just his departure that's bothering me. It's a number of things, and the why he's made that decision to go. Because I'm suspicious about it all. That's all I'm saying. I'm just saying I'm suspicious about it all. I've talked about it in the videos today. I talked about it in the podcast today, and I'm sure we'll be talking about it tomorrow. I'll catch you later, right? Speak to you in a bit. All right.